worst solutions, right? Let's take a kid who is getting high before school every day. And I may not like the fact that he's getting stoned before school every day, but I'll say to myself, you know what? I bet there's a good reason he is. Which brings me to an important question. What if you're trying to do Plan B over something like a kid who's getting high all day, every day, and you go to do Plan B, and you in essence say, yeah, we've noticed that you've been spending a lot of time getting high, you know, fill me in. What's your concern about that? And the kid immediately tells you, I'm concerned. This is your concern. I don't have a concern, right? So in other words, the bigger question here is, what happens when the kid doesn't think the problem is a problem? Can you do collaborative problem solving if the kid doesn't think the problem is a problem? Yes? If they don't have a concern, they have a perspective. And so, for instance, if he says to you, I don't have any concern, what might you say in response to that? Well, if you said to him, why don't you have a concern? Here's what he's going to say. Because they're like freaking legalizing it like, everywhere now. So like, what the hell's the big deal? What do you do when he says that?
You say,
you reflect. What does reflecting look like?
oh, I hear you, so you feel like maybe it's not that big a deal, so kind of legalizing it.
And then he says to you, yeah, what are you going to tell me it's not such a big deal? And then he's going to say, like, you never smoked pot before? Right? Don't worry, you can always do reflective listening, guys. That's always safe, okay? What does that look like? It looks like, well, hey, it sounds like what you're telling me is you don't think it's that big of a deal. Whether I think it is or not, you're saying you don't think it is. And if I hear you right, you're saying that they're like changing laws and things, so, you know, it couldn't be as bad as you think, right? And you're like, yeah, I know plenty of people who are like super successful and get high all the time. What do you do with that? Reflect again. All right, so if people are able to have successful lives and get high all the time, what you're saying is you don't see it as a big problem. Now, here's the thing.
What if he is having like inside with it? But his grades are going down.
Right. So what do you do if he's smoking a lot of pot, but you know his grades are going down, and he's telling you that he doesn't think it's that big of a problem? In this first ingredient of Plan B, what are you doing? This is crucial. You're just sticking with the script to understand his concern or perspective. You have a concern, bite your tongue on it. You're going to get to it in a moment. Right now, the goal is to clarify his concern. And this is really important because empathizing is not agreeing or disagreeing. I don't care if you agree that you think actually everybody should smoke pot, or if you disagree that you think it's the worst thing in the world. It doesn't matter. You can do the first ingredient. And I think it's the hardest thing is when we don't agree. To hang in there and listen, right? Because here's what happens. He says, I don't see what the hell the big deal is. I mean, they're like changing laws. Our inclination is to say, well, I hear what you're saying, but your grades have been like plummeting in the last few months. So if they weren't plummeting, maybe I could understand that, but it doesn't seem like it's that. Am I doing empathy? No. I have moved on to the second ingredient of Plan B. You'll get your chance, but first and foremost, we need to listen to their concern. Hear it. Don't judge, not agree, not disagree, just plain listen. Gather information about their perspective. And how do you gather information? These 4 tools. So when they say, what, are you going to tell me it's not a problem? You go with reassurance. No, I'm not going to tell you it's not a problem. I don't know yet, because I actually don't know what your perspective is. Maybe I'll learn some things from you that I think it's not a problem. Maybe I think it will be a problem. I don't know yet. I'm just trying to understand. That's a good form of reassurance. So fill me in. I want to learn more. Yeah.
One of the things that we talked about in coaching, I think it was coaching my supervision, is that anytime somebody uses the word but, is like the timeout will stop there.
Yes.
And so that's always been a good indicator for my parents and families that when you're having a planning conversation and you say but, you are about to move into your concern or
Exactly.
what the solution might be. And so that is the moment you stop yourself.
That's right. When you say the word but, you are heading for your concern. And even as we're going to talk about in a moment, we encourage you when you are heading for your concern, still don't say but. Because you know what but says? But says, I hear your perspective about smoking pot. But guess whose is more important or right? And so when we encourage people to say is "and" when we get there, which says that they are both important perspectives. Now, what do you do though when you're drilling down and he's saying, I don't see the big problem? I mean, you know, plenty of people are successful, they're changing laws, etc. What you do is you say something like, all right, I hear you, so you don't see it's a big problem. I'm assuming there's a reason that you're smoking a lot, besides it's not a problem. I'm glad to hear that you don't think it's a problem, but I'm assuming there's reasons you do it besides, you know, it's just not a problem. Yeah, well, I like it. Okay, so you like it. Well, fill me in. What do you like about it? Look, what do you want me to go to school? I think, but I don't know, what are you saying about go to school? I'm not going to go to school if I have to sit in class when I can't concentrate to save my life. So, are you saying something about smoking and concentrating? Because most people are assuming you're not concentrating so much if you're high in school. Well, at least I'm there. At least you're there. What do you mean? Fill me in about that. Well, if I'm not high, I'm not going to school. If you're not high, you're not going to school. Now notice that the tendency, if you're not doing empathy, would be to say, well, I'm glad you're in school, but high in school, you're not going to be too effective. Don't go there. Listen. So what are you saying about high in school? It's the only way I can sit still there. You want me there? I'm going to be high. Remember, empathy is not agreeing or disagreeing. So I hear what you're saying. What you're saying is, if you're not high in school, you're not going to be able to sit still and what? Focus, and so you're not even going to show up. Yeah, because I'm just going to get in trouble anyways. So you getting high is your way of controlling your body enough so that you can be there in school. And you're saying it doesn't get in the way in a lot of other ways either. Am I hearing you? And you're just understanding their perspective.
Like, sometimes what I've experienced is when the child doesn't have a concern, the conversation goes in circles.
Yes.
There was a situation we told our kids last, like 2 weeks ago, where